Good evening all. Today we are going to discuss new chapter complex numbers. This is our fifth chapter, book's fifth chapter, complex numbers, right? Ours third, but book's fifth chapter, right? Complex numbers. So first of all, let me define what is complex numbers. Till now you have seen up to real numbers, that maximum you have seen real numbers of set, and above that we have one more set, that set of numbers, that is what, that is complex numbers. Let us firstly denote root of -1 by iota. So first of all I, that is iota. First of all, that is these complex numbers will always revolve around root of negative numbers. Earlier you didn't knew about the root of negative numbers, but now you defined the root of negative numbers by a complex number which says root of -1 is what? Iota, that is I, right? Now the complex numbers that are of the type a plus iota b, or I can write it as a plus root of -1 into b, where a and b are real numbers, that are the coefficients. B is the coefficient of iota, right? The a is called the real part of complex number and b is called the imaginary part of complex number a plus iota b. So in this number we have two parts. First is real part and second is imaginary part, right? Imaginary part, the coefficient of iota, that will be our imaginary part, and the single number which is without iota, which is free from iota, that will be our real part of the complex number. Example of complex numbers are 1 plus 4 iota, root 3 plus 2 iota, 4, 2 iota. How 4 is complex number? 4 is a real number, you all know, but how we can write it as complex number? See, a and b were real number, right? A plus iota b, b and a were real number. So if I set b as 0, I will get a, and if I set a as 4, right, so I will get 4, right? That is our complex number. Real number also, complex number also, right? 2 iota and 5. So similarly all these are complex numbers. Now next, as iota is equals to minus root of -1, we all know that iota is, we fixed iota as root of -1. So squaring both sides, we will get iota square equals to -1. So if iota square is equals to -1, this implies iota square plus 1 will be 0. If it is 0, can I say that iota is the root of equation x square plus 1 equals to 0? Yes, of course I can say it. Why I can say it? Because iota is satisfying this equation. So if iota is satisfying this equation, it will be root of this equation, right? So iota will be root of x square plus 1 equals to 0. Earlier in 10th class you didn't knew about the root of x square plus 1 equals to 0, but now you came to know what is the root of this equation, that is iota. Plus minus iota, both you can take, right? Now a complex number is generally denoted by z. So first of all we denote generally complex numbers by z or z, you can say, right, which is x plus iota y. Similarly x plus iota y, where now x is our real part and y is our imaginary part, where real part of z is x and it can be written as real of z, which this is now a function real of z, matlab means domain is complex numbers and real functions tell us real part of the of that complex number, right? So real part of z is what now? X, and imaginary part of z of is y, right? Imaginary part of z is y. So imaginary part of z is equals to y. Now coming on to graphical plotation. In this second exercise we will discuss the graphical meaning of this and we will plot all these complex numbers as well. But now I will give you one hint, x plus iota y when plotted on graph, it becomes a ordered pair x comma y. Ordered pair like we did 1 comma 2, 2 comma 3, 3 comma 4, right? In the 10th class also we plotted some points 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, right? But now here change will be earlier we were taking xy plane. Now we will not take xy plane because not x and y are related here, but we are relating iota and means real part and imaginary part. So complex plane, on the argand plane we will plot these points. So this was the hint for plotting. So actually a complex number x plus iota y is nothing, it is just a ordered pair x comma y or a point in the argand plane, right? Next we are going to discuss equality of two complex number. Equality of two complex number. They said if two complex numbers are equal, z1 is equals to z2, this implies x1 plus iota y1 will be equals to x2 plus iota y2. So now they will be equal if and only if their corresponding real parts will be equal and their corresponding imaginary parts are also equal. So if their real parts are equal, that means x1 is equals to x2 and imaginary parts are also equal, then y1 will be equals to y2. Then only they can be equal, otherwise not. So let us have one example. Example says if 4x plus iota times 3x minus y is equals to 3 plus iota times minus 6. Find x and y. Now you all know two complex numbers are equal, that means their real parts and imaginary parts will be equal. So real part of first number, left hand side number will be 4x. 4x will be equals to 3, which is the real part of the second number, and then imaginary part will also be equal, 3x minus y will be equals to minus 6. So now solve these both the equations, you will get the values of x and y as 3 by 4 and 33 by 4, right? Now for moving forward, we will look on the algebra of complex number. Algebra of complex numbers. So in algebra you all know firstly what we have, addition and subtraction. So for addition and subtraction of two complex numbers, let z1 be x1 plus iota y1 and z2 be x2 plus iota y2. Suppose we have to add or subtract z1 and z2. So z1 plus minus z2 will be x1 plus iota y1 plus minus x2 plus iota y2 plus minus, right? And now how the addition or subtraction takes place, the corresponding real parts and imaginary parts will get added. Why they will get added? Because whenever I will add, iota will be taken common from two terms, iota y1 and iota y2. So I will get what? Iota common, y1 plus minus y2. Similarly, real parts will get added, x1 plus minus x2. So this was the procedure for addition, just simple addition, nothing else, right? Simply you have to add, nothing more than that, right? Next is multiplication of two complex numbers. Now this is also general multiplication only, but some things are there that you need to check first. First of all, z1 is equals to a1 plus iota b1 and z2 is equals to a2 plus iota b2. Now we have to multiply both. So simple multiplication, a1 will be multiplied with a2, then a1 will be multiplied with iota b2, then iota b1 will be multiplied with a2 and iota b1 will be multiplied with iota b2. So we will get a1 a2 plus iota a1 b2 plus iota a2 b1 plus iota square b1 b2. So whenever iota square I will look on, I will put it as minus 1, because all of you know that iota square is what? Iota square is minus 1. So our major focus on in this chapter will be on iota square. Iota square will be minus 1, nothing else. So if it will be minus 1, so we will get a1 a2 minus b1 b2 plus iota common, a1 b2 plus a2 b1. So this will be our multiplication, normal multiplication. Let us see one example. 1 plus 3 iota is our first complex number. Second complex number is 2 plus 5 iota. Now we have to multiply both. So 1 plus 3 iota into 2 plus 5 iota. It will be what? 1 into 2, which will be 2. 1 into 5 iota, 5 iota. 3 iota into 2 will be 6 iota. 3 iota into 5 iota will be 15 iota square. So if 15 iota square, that means minus 15. So 2 minus 15 will be minus 13. And then iota taken common, 6 plus 5 will be what? 11. So we got our final answer, minus 13 plus 11 11 iota, right? Now next is our division of complex numbers. Division of complex numbers. Let z1 be equals to x1 plus iota y1, z2 be equals to x2 plus iota y2. Then z1 over z2 will be x1 plus iota y1 over x2 plus iota y2. Now some procedure is followed. Why? Now see, in the denominator you have iota. In the denominator you have iota. What is iota? Iota is nothing, it is root of minus 1. So in earlier classes also you have learnt, if you see root in the denominator, you need to do is you need to rationalize. So rationalization will be done. So how the rationalization will be done? With the opposite sign of the denominator, right? So x2 minus iota y2 upon x2 minus iota y2, this is to be multiplied with both numerator and denominator. So we will get what? x1 plus iota y1 into x2 minus iota y2 as it is. In the denominator we will get a plus b into a minus b. So we will get x2 square minus iota y2 square. So when iota y2 square means iota square y2 square. Iota square means minus 1. So we will get x2 square plus y2 square. So numerator as it is, in the denominator we will have x2 square plus y2 square. So now let us see one example based on the division of complex numbers. Z1 is equals to 1 plus 3 iota, Z2 is equals to 2 plus 5 iota. Find Z1 by Z2. Now Z1 by Z2 will be 1 plus 3 iota by 2 plus 5 iota. Now you can't move further, right? So if you can't move further and you are seeing iota in the denominator, that directly means that you have to rationalize. Why you have to rationalize? Because iota is actually nothing, it is under root of minus 1. So root can't be seen in the denominator, so rationalize. Rationalizing with 2 minus 5 iota. So multiplying and dividing by 2 minus 5 iota. So we will get 1 plus 3 iota into 2 minus 5 iota, which when multiplied gives 2 minus 5 iota, then plus 6 iota minus 15 iota square. And in the denominator you will get a plus b into a minus b. So formula will be used, a square minus b square. So 2 square minus 5 iota square. Now in the numerator we will get 2 plus 15 plus iota. In the denominator we will get 4 minus 25 iota square, right? Now in the numerator it becomes 17 plus iota, and in the denominator it became 4 plus 25. Why plus? Iota square is always minus 1, so minus minus plus. So at last we got 17 plus iota by 29, or I can write it as 17 by 29 plus 1 by 29 of into iota, right? Next we have power of iota. Now if you have to solve any power of the iota, you have to just do is you have to make that power in the multiple of iota square. In the multiple of iota square. So why? Because you have the value of iota square as minus 1. So if you have the value of iota square, make any power of iota in the terms of iota square power, right? So now in the first part we have iota power 28. We have to find iota power 28. Now we have to make it in the form of iota square. So I can write it as iota square power 14. Now you all know iota square is what? It is actually minus 1. So minus 1 power 14. It will be what? Minus 1 power even. Even power of minus 1 will be 1. So we got 1. Next is iota power 29. Now all of you know how to solve this. We have to make in the multiples of iota square. Now till 28 power I can make the multiples, but one power will be left out. So we can write it as iota power 28 into iota. Iota power 28 means iota square power 14 into iota. So iota square power 14 means minus 1 power 14 into iota. Then minus 1 power 14 will be 1 into iota. So we will get at last iota. Now if we have to solve negative powers of iota, suppose we have iota power minus 1. So it will be what? It will be 1 by iota, right? Iota power minus 1 will be 1 by iota, right? So if 1 by iota, iota in the denominator, that means we have to do is we have to rationalize the number. So multiplying and dividing by iota. So we will get iota by iota square. So iota square is always minus 1. So we will get minus of iota. So iota power minus 1 will always be minus iota. Now iota power minus 3. Similarly, we will solve this as well. Similarly, 1 by iota power 3 into so on and so on. Clear? Next, we have root of a negative real number. This is our today's last topic, root of a negative real number. Now, if we have to find root of a negative real number, in the earlier classes, we were saying that if root of a negative number is there, then number does not exist, right? And in the case of quadratic equations also we told if discriminant is negative, then no real root exists. That was the reason only, because there was not defined complex numbers. There we did not define complex numbers, right? So now root of a negative real number. So now root of minus a, if we have to find, suppose, right? So it will be what? Root of minus 1 into a. So I can write it as root of minus 1 into root of a. So it will be what? Root of minus 1 will be nothing. It will be iota into a. So we will get what? A iota. Next, suppose we have to find minus root 5, root of minus 5, right? So we will get root of minus 1 into 5. So we will get what? Root of minus 1 into root 5. So root of minus 1 is nothing, it is iota. So we will get root 5 iota. Next, suppose we have to find root of minus 9. We have to do is just we have to take the minus outside, remove the minus, put the iota outside. So you will get root 9 iota directly shortcut method. If you have to remove the negative sign from the root, then you have to put iota beside that, right, behind that. So you will get root 9 iota. Root 9 means 3. So you will get at last 3 iota. So this was your first exercise, right? So just look for this video very carefully, right? And we will discuss more questions on this exercise topics in the tomorrow's class. Please try to solve the questions and also be attentive in class. Thank you, and we'll meet you in the next class.